So here's my hypothetical question. If you hadn't started Facebook, there would probably be something like Facebook now.
Oh, yeah.
Would it have to have been something that started out as a network for college students? Was that thermal so powerful that the winner would have had to be one of these college things? Or could MySpace have sort of morphed and grown and, become it?
I don't think it had to be a college thing. One of my earliest memories from Facebook was I used to get pizza almost every night with one of my friends who I did my computer science problem sets with. And we used to talk about technology and where we saw the world going. And I remember one of our conversations right after I'd launched Facebook was about how I was really excited to offer this service for our community, but that one day, clearly, someone was going to build this for the world, right? And it hadn't even crossed my mind that maybe we would be the ones to do it, because from my perspective, it's like, all right, we're just college students. What do we know about building software that hundreds of millions of people use? Clearly this is going to be something that, Microsoft or Google or Yahoo or someone like that who builds these services that tons of people use is going to do it. And
when was the point when you realized you were going to do it? Like how many schools did you have before you realized that this was probably it?
It was probably later on when we went outside of college.
But even then, up to the point where you had hundreds of colleges, you still thought some big company was going to come along and do this better?
Well, not necessarily the college part, but I didn't know that we were going to be the people building the community to kind of connect everyone, right? So it's
In retrospect, though, it was pretty obvious.
No, not at all. I spent a bunch of time analyzing and reflecting on why it was that we were even able to do it, because all reasons suggest that we shouldn't have been able to do it, right? Because all these other companies had way more engineering power and servers and time and money and all this stuff. And I actually think that this is a pretty instructive thing for anything that you want to go do, because this is the same property is going to be true for anything that you guys start, is that someone else is going to have more resources and be able to do it. The reason why I think we actually ended up being the ones doing it is because we just cared way more about it than everyone else, right? So there were always projects at some of these other companies that were these hobbies, but we always thought that it was this really important thing and really just felt in our gut and our heart that we wanted to do it. And early on, there were always these skeptics saying that, oh, this can't be a business. We didn't actually care that much about it being a business early on. But a lot of the reason why bigger companies didn't invest in it was because it wasn't clear that there was a model that would work for it.
It seemed like a bad idea.
Yeah, and I actually think that that's true for a lot of the best ideas, where it is that it's not that someone else can't do it. They actually can, and the odds are stacked against you. But I think often that belief in the fact that you just care so much about what you're doing is the only thing that kind of drives you to do it. And, to be honest, that kind of drives me to this day. I mean, one of the big emphasis points for the company right now is internet.org. And, for a while we had this rallying cry of, can we connect 1 billion people? And when we started talking about that, we thought that was crazy, right? It was way bigger than any service in the world that had been built, and it was 10 digits long, right? It's like it felt crazy. We'd never get to that. But then the thing is, as we started to actually get closer to that, we took a step back and we're like, all right, well, our mission isn't actually to get 1 in 7 people in the world to be connected. It's we want to connect everyone. So it's a big issue that only around 1/3 of the people in the world have access to the internet. And that's something that we think that we can do something about. And similar to early Facebook, there's no business model around this. I mean, all the people who have all the money in the world, I mean, it's not necessarily a fair thing, are already the people who are on Facebook, right? It's in the first, 1/7 of the world. But we just believe really strongly. It's like, this is what we are here to do. This is what our company cares about. I care about it. The team cares about it. Our culture cares about it. So we're just going to keep pushing on it. And I actually think a lot of the reason why great stuff gets built is because it's kind of irrational at the time. But so it kind of selects for the people who care the most about it doing it.
Do you